studying for a maths exam. This is my experience over a number of years. So what you're going to need? Well, you'll need your textbook. You'll need any notes you wrote in class and the answers that you've got for the exercises that you've done. But I also want you to grab a notebook just for exam revision. And from that, I want you to make a summary. And I want you to include all the mathematical facts that you've seen. That might be in boxes in your textbook or things that you've written down. I want you to write down rules, skills, and concepts that you've come across. Any formulas that you're going to use, even the ones that will appear on the formula sheet, write them down in your summary. And also maybe some worked examples of things that you find more difficult. Now, I want you to do some revision questions. But if you need help to complete the question, any question, then only use the summary. Nothing else, just the summary you've made of your textbook, your notes, your work and solutions to your exercises. Only use the summary to help you with those revision questions. Then once you've done that, you're going to summarize the summary. I want you to make a single A4 page summary of the essentials for the exam you are studying for. So I want you to consider not only what you would include on that page, but what also, and probably more importantly, what you're going to leave off. Then I want you to do more revision questions. And in that, this is the time when you're going to include your own mini mock exams. So take a series of questions and do them in a specific time. So it might be a practice exam that I've put up for you, and you'll do it in 2 hours. So you set yourself aside 2 hours, you do all the questions, and you stop when the 2 hours is up. I also want you to put yourself under time pressure for other questions. So look at maybe a complex familiar question and say, I'm going to get this done in 7 minutes, and time yourself. And after 7 minutes, stop. See how far you've got. But this time, these more revision questions, after you've summarized everything onto that A4 sheet, if you need help to complete a question, only use the A4 summary, nothing else. At each step, you need to evaluate. Was that A4 sheet helpful? Did you miss anything important? Was there something that you should have put onto the A4 sheet? And if you do need to put it on, how are you going to get it onto the A4 sheet? What are you going to leave off? What was something you thought that you needed on there, but apparently after doing some more revision questions, you didn't? Ask yourself the question, how often did you need the A4 sheet? A well-prepared A4 sheet of notes for an exam might be used once or twice during a 2-hour exam. If you have thought about it critically, if you have thought about it carefully, during one of those mini mock exams, you might only need to refer to that sheet once or twice. But I want you to remember something. The more often you practice a skill, the more likely you are to master it. What do I mean? Well, let's take an analogy from sport. Sports stars don't just play the game. They train, they practice, they analyze their performances, and they review everything that they do. If you want to succeed at any endeavor, you need to practice, and practice will lead to mastery of a skill or a process. And that is what an exam is asking you to do. Show that you have mastered a skill and that you can produce it in a time pressure situation.